A leader with no limits when it comes to pursuing her dreams. From her days as a flight attendant, soaring the skies and traveling to nearly 100 countries across the globe, to running marathons for charitable causes, she then shifted her path toward an even greater calling, earning her doctorate degree in nursing and dedicating her life to healing and service. An inspiring wife, a devoted professional, and a current president of the Phoenix Rainbow Lions Club, she continues to inspire with her passion and commitment to making a difference. Let's dive into her journey, uncovering the remarkable experiences and triumphs she has gathered over the years. This is the story of Dr. Richelle Miller.
Designed and built the whole house actually, except for the masonry and the electrician. Everything was built by Dan because he's an engineer and he loves doing what he wants to when it comes to building. So
Look at all your medals here.
these are my running medals. This is the medal I'm very proud of. This is the World Marathon Majors. And that is New York City, Chicago, Berlin, London, Boston, and Japan. But this year they're gonna add Sydney to that. And I actually did run Sydney too. I have Sydney Marathon somewhere else. So yes, it's the Sydney Marathon, 42 kilometers. That was in 2016. So this is our small living room because it's only me and Dan. So, you know, we don't need a big dining, and that's the kitchen. This is the original house. Look how small that is. And we built it. So it's hot outside, but we have a little bit of a patio there outside as well. And we try to keep it as natural as possible, so we have a lot of trees in the backyard. It's a 3-level house.
She's recognized as one who travels to different countries all around the world, but she's also known as a compassionate practitioner who gives back to different charitable causes. Hello everyone, this is John Saavedra and you're watching The Unlimited. And next to me, our 10th episode is Miss Richelle Miller. Hi Ate!
Hi John, thank you so much for spending your Saturday afternoon with me.
Thank you so much for welcoming me to your beautiful home. Go ahead and invite everyone first to watch The Unlimited and say hello to everyone watching right now.
Hi to all our Filipino community around the Phoenix area and also around the world, right? Because you have followers around the world.
Yes.
This is Richelle Miller and I am being interviewed by John Saavedra, who is the host of John Unlimited.
Thank you for allowing me to be here. And I wanted to interview you because you are one of the leaders in our community. And I wanted everyone to understand and learn something from your story. Go ahead and take us back to your childhood.
Back in my childhood in the Philippines, I was born in 1972, so before John was born. I graduated in 1992 in college, and that was the year that John was born. Anyway, since I was 6 years old, I was always fascinated with planes. And in fact, I would sit outside because our compound, our grandparents' compound, has a big patio, and you could actually lay back in a hammock and see the planes flying by. And I always thought, oh, that's what I want to do when I grow up. So on my grade 3, one of my teachers asked the whole class, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, I want to be an international flight attendant. And they all like, what is that? So I told them, that's where you actually fly in the plane and you get to travel around the world and see various places and cultures. So that was my childhood dream.
And every month I see a lot of posts regarding your travels because I love to travel as well. We have the same interest with that part. And you were fortunate to be a flight attendant and visit different countries. Do you know how many countries you visited already?
So I stopped counting after 111.
Wow. Oh, I didn't know there's even 111 countries.
Yes, there's like 200 plus.
Oh my
so,
goodness.
But there are some countries that I'm not really interested in going. You know, the 111, I have repeated a lot of them because a lot of the places that I go to are actually the places I like. So when I was a flight attendant, I was probably able to travel to around 80 countries because I get free flights,
Yes.
not just during work. Because
Not just during layover,
yes,
but the free flight.
layovers are only like 2 days, one day. So I would say, oh, I like this place. Then I would travel on my days off
Yeah.
because we had a lot of days off. And with free ticket, you know, you're basically, you know, you can go anytime, anywhere. So
And we were talking about it, and I feel that that was the perfect time in your 20s
Yes.
to be a flight attendant,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But out of all the countries, more than hundreds, what is your top three? What are your top three countries to visit?
So I always get asked about that, and my most favorite, because I just love culture, food, fashion, beauty, France.
Okay.
Number one is France.
We're the same.
Number two is Italy.
Okay.
And I think Italy because that's where Dan and I got
Yeah.
engaged. And then number three is probably New Zealand.
Interesting. And I didn't hear any Asian country. Is there anything in Asia?
Well, I do love Asia. I love Japan. I like the Philippines, of course. The other one I really like lately is Vietnam. I was very
Vietnam, I
impressed.
enjoy Vietnam. Yes, there's still a lot of marks from World War II, right, in Vietnam. Well, being a flight attendant in your 20s, and then you moved to the States, and you've decided to change a path, right?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
So I graduated accounting back in 1992, and that was actually not my dream. My dream was to be a flight attendant, but Mama Deli was like, "You can be a flight attendant, but you have to have a degree
Yeah.
just in case things doesn't work out." So I said, I don't really want to do anything else other than, like maybe business school. So I went into accounting because accounting is a very secure field. So I went into accounting and I worked for Avon Cosmetics for a year before I got a chance to apply for Philippine Airlines. And I worked as a flight attendant from I was 22 until I met Dan when I was 28. Yes, I actually met Dan here in Arizona on one of my vacations. We decided that I'll have to move because we have better opportunities here, even though Dubai at the time was actually booming, and a lot of my friends was like, "You're gonna make a lot of money here, being him an engineer and all this." But we're like, okay, Dan is very close to his family. I'm close to my family as well, but I was also very independent because I started as a flight attendant at 22. So we moved here, and after a few months of, I'm not gonna do any work because I just finished
Reflected. Okay,
yes,
what should I do now?
What should
Now
I
that
do
I'm no longer a
now?
flight
Yes.
attendant.
And so I went to ASU and I went to the School of Business because that was my degree. And they asked me what I wanted to do with my degree, and they were like, if you're not sure, maybe you should get like a personality test.
Yeah.
So my advisor said, your result shows that you're more inclined into the nursing field.
Yeah.
Why don't you go into the nursing department? And I was like, I actually never thought of nursing at all. So anyway, I went to the College of Nursing. They were like, oh yeah, definitely. We could credit some of your classes. You get some prerequisites.
The general ed were waived, and you just had to work on your major.
Yeah, so I did have to take like about 6 or maybe 8 classes that were because I was in business, so they needed more sciences. So I had to go through like summer class and everything, and then I applied for the main nursing program. Then when we graduated from ASU from nursing, they switched the program to downtown Phoenix. So I was like, yes, at least I
Perfect
finished
timing,
school.
right? It's amazing how a lot of the successful people nowadays, they knew what they wanted when they were a kid. In your case, you started to be a flight attendant, and it's something that you visualize yourself with,
yes,
right?
I did.
Do you think that destiny actually called you to accept the nursing profession?
Yes. So actually, when before I decided to go through nursing, after I passed all the tests, I volunteered at Friendship Village community, and I don't know if you know that, but it's a huge independent. And actually, some of them have memory care. Here in Mesa, patients there are, I think, 65 and older. And so I said, before I decide myself to go through nursing, I have to make sure that I actually would like to do
So
it.
you let yourself
Yes.
experience just a
Yes.
glimpse of the field.
So I applied to be a volunteer, and I volunteered the whole summer from May until August.
Yeah.
And all we did is, play and do games with the elderly. We also did their nail polish, put on their makeup in the afternoon. And then at the end of the day, I was still happy when I leave. I mean, some of them have dementia, so sometimes it's hard. But I was like, oh, I guess I
felt
can be a
fulfilled?
nurse.
Okay.
Yes, I guess I could be a nurse. That's what.
Do you think, Ate, there's similarity of being a flight attendant? Because somehow being a flight attendant, you serve.
Yes.
Right? You give
Yes.
customer care.
Yes.
And nursing is nursing and giving care to our patients. That could be why that you kind of felt, okay, this is still similar.
Yeah.
And I still feel that this is me.
Yeah, I agree with you because both profession are catered towards service. And in fact, I think in the old days here in the United States with Pan Am Airlines,
Yeah.
they said that they only hire nurses.
Oh, really?
Yes, because nurses have first aid training, so it's easy for them. That was during the golden age of flying in the USA.
That makes sense, right? Giving care
Yeah.
and comfort and for any emergency
Yes.
situation during flights.
Exactly. So yes, that I can kind of relate them that they're both serving people, and our culture is we're all about serving people.
It is. I have to agree. Yeah.
And you are serving your students.
Yeah.
We are serving our elderly because we take care of our grandparents and parents as well.
Definitely. So you did not stop just being a registered nurse because you kept flying
Yes.
high and pursued your master's in nursing,
Yes.
and now you're a nurse practitioner.
Yes.
And you did not stop there. What is your advice to aspiring nurses out there? That because there's a big connotation about our culture that Filipinos will always pursue nursing, and it's just us, right? But people don't realize the hard work that nurses put in
Yes.
to patients, making sure that they give the right care.
Yes.
They give the right knowledge and compassion. What is your advice to any aspiring nurses?
So for aspiring nurses, I would say that make sure that it's actually something that you really want to do.
Yeah.
Don't do it for the money because you can actually find other profession that will make you more money.
Definitely, yes.
But don't do it for the money. Do it because you want to serve people, you want to take care of the sick. Because if that is your basis, and I know this because we had a lot of nurses when I used to work in the ICU that after a year, after 2 years, they left because this is not what
I
they
think in any matter, you really need to love what you do.
Exactly.
It's not a job. It has to be a career where you
Yes.
see yourself doing for a lifetime, where you
Yes.
wake up every day and you're excited to go to work
Yes.
because it's something that's aligned to your interest.
I
right?
agree. So after nursing, I actually wanted to be a CRNA, a certified registered nurse anesthetist, because I'm really good at math. So I wanted to be a
That's
CRNA.
my weakness.
So, but at the time, it was only the Midwestern University that offered CRNA program. And so I have to go to Florida for 2 years to do my clinicals. And, I just got married. So I was like, I don't think that's a good decision for our marriage. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to stay in the ICU. I did great as a neuro ICU nurse at Barrows at St. Joseph. And then after 10 years, I was like, oh, and I did took my master's in business administration because again, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Do I really want to, be a nurse practitioner? So I did that. But then after my MBA right away, I was like, that was in 2013. I said, no, I have to go back to school to be a nurse practitioner. And ASU offers the doctorate program.
Yeah.
So that's where I signed up because, basically my husband did not want me to go to U of A. She was like, you are a sun devil. You're always going to be a sun devil.
Yes, I see. So you mean to say your master became a bridge to going back to nursing to pursue your doctorate? I thought it was master in nursing, then
No,
doctorate.
it was a master's in
Interesting.
business,
I see.
yeah.
And I'm glad that they allow you to cross that path,
Yes.
even if your master is in
Yes.
business.
Yeah, so it was a master's in business, but when I went to ASU, they were like, yeah, because what they do is they eliminated the master's program for nurse
Yeah.
practitioner. They only offer doctorate degrees.
Oh, interesting. It's a big jump.
Yeah,
It
so
can jump right away.
I believe U of A, ASU, only accepts doctorate program for, doctorate
Yeah.
nursing practice for their NP program.
A lot of you guys know, especially in Arizona community, that Ate Richelle is already giving back, just being a doctor in her field. But Ate, you still do a lot of charitable causes. Why is that?
So I think it started as a child. We were very close to the priest in our village, and we basically feed them. So, from that very young age, I was always serving and feeding people. And so I'm always gearing towards, okay, what can I do to serve others? Not for my own interest, but to help the community. I found Phoenix Barangay and then later Phoenix Rainbow. But before the Lions story, actually, I used to run marathons for charity.
You do. I know. You always post traveling,
Yes.
not traveling. And I'll show you guys the medals later on. But usually the runs behind that are some charitable causes.
Yes. One of my friends, she is slightly overweight. She asked me, hey, do you want to start running? And I was like, actually, I wanted to run, but I did not really know how to start.
Yeah.
So we started. We would Google, the runner's world. What are the plan for
From
5K?
the different countries,
Yes.
right? Different countries.
Yeah, so we started with Pats Run, and then after the Pats Run event, I was like, oh my God, this is what I really want to do. And so I signed up for a 10K, for a half marathon, and then a year later, a full marathon.
Wow.
And I found out that they have this. That's the one that is framed. It's called the World Marathon Majors. Basically, the 6 most famous marathons in the world. So, I started running Chicago because that's one of the runs there. But also, it's the easiest because it's flat.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I did it for breast cancer because that was actually a year after my mother-in-law passed away from breast cancer.
Okay.
And then after that, Boston, I did that for kids with cancer. And then Berlin, Tokyo.
It's a lot of medals.
Yes.
I will overlay all these videos here. These are medals that represent not only the achievement with the 5K runs or the marathon, but also the causes that you've been with different Lions. May I know why you chose Phoenix Rainbow Lion? Because she's the current president right now.
Yeah, so actually, I was a member of Phoenix Barangay, and then Ben and I happened to be both flight attendants for from Philippine Airlines. So when Ben and ID Marie Canning and Chad opened the Phoenix Rainbow Lions Club in 2020, I said, oh, okay, I think all my friends are on that club. So I asked permission from Charmel if I could switch. And she was like, okay, they are starting. They're actually, Charmel was the zone chair. So she was helping form the club. So she was okay that I was transferring to Phoenix Rainbow. And, COVID happened. So we could not really do anything, And then in 2023, Farhana Shifa, the district governor, she asked me to actually, it was ID Marie Canning first who asked me to be a pediatric cancer chair. And I was like, I'm really too busy with work. I don't think I have time to do that. And I keep saying no. And then the year after, Farhana would just not stop calling me. Every Saturday I'm running. She would call me. I'm hiking up in the A Mountain. She's calling me.
Yeah.
So finally, I was like, okay, I will try it for a year. So the function of the pediatric cancer is they wanted to find a partner in Arizona because there's money from the Lions International to fund pediatric cancer projects, but we don't have any of that in Arizona. So they were setting aside $100,000, $200,000 budget for the pediatric cancer. And so my job was to search for a partner that is local, but also reliable, and that community actually acknowledges. Extension I called was Children's Cancer Network, and the founder and owner Patty Luttrell answered me, and she was like, "Oh, we would love to partner with the Lions." So I said, "Okay, well, I wanted to see your cancer center or your base here, in Phoenix. And she was like, oh yeah, we're located in Chandler. So if you are free this Saturday, you can come and I could give you a tour. So when I went there, I saw all the plaques from all different organizations giving them as the best charity.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And then I went through the wig room where the kids, put on their wigs and everything. And then we went to where they pack, like, oh, this is a really good organization. And I actually researched them. They've been in Arizona for 20 years.
For 20 years, helping children with cancer.
Because Patty actually was a nurse at Phoenix Children's, and her son got affected by pediatric cancer.
Oh, I see.
And she said, despite her knowledge about how to care for the kids with cancer and her connection with Phoenix Children, it was still hard for her to find communities that her son would be able to, because when kids have cancer, especially leukemia, by the way, is the most common childhood cancer, and that is actually my specialty at work: leukemia, multiple myeloma, transplant. So these kids are immunocompromised. They're not allowed to mix with other children because they don't have an immune system. If they have a transplant, or
they can get sick easily.
They could get sick easily, with severe infection, and so if you pair them with other kids cannot understand why they are wearing masks, why they are wearing...
And that must be hard for them, right?
So
Emotionally.
it was really hard for them. So Children Cancer Network was born for that. And basically the kids love to know that there's other kids, going through their...
And it's good awareness, not only for us adults. I mean, every time I hear children cancer, how can you say no to support that, right?
Exactly.
But it's good awareness for the society, for the new generation to understand that there are children who are experiencing this kind of illness.
Yes, it's actually 1 in 5 children in the U.S.
Really?
that get diagnosed with.
Wow. And we're having an event very soon. I think go ahead and invite everyone.
Yes, so we started last year. It's a charity gala. It's called A Night to Shine. And basically, last year, we were not a 501c3 organization yet. So everything, the donation, the sponsorship, all went through Children Cancer Network. And this time, we are a 501c3 since January of 2025. So we will have a bigger gala in Scottsdale at Dolce Events. It's called A Night to Shine, Capes and Courage.
A Night to Shine, Caves and Courage will take place on November 16, 2025 from 4 to 9 p.m. at Dolce Events in Scottsdale.
So what we do is we take the kids to Macy's, buy them outfit of their choice.
That's really nice.
Yeah. So my idea in the beginning, and so is Ben's idea, is to have them wear like a ball gown. But the kids, they have their own mind. They didn't. Some of them like the gown, but most of them, they're like,
they
no,
have their fashion style and everything.
They want to pick their own. So we're like, okay, pick your own, whatever. So we paid for the clothes, and then during the gala, they will be walking like a fashion show. And we did a twist of any sponsors who wants to walk with the kids have that opportunity. So the sponsors get to hold and walk the kids towards the stage. And there's dinner, there's entertainment. We will have ballet, jazz dance, and also some tap dance performances. And then, of course, the family of the kids will be talking. So there will be raffle prizes, a plated dinner, a lot of red carpet opportunities because we will have some superheroes.
So you get to dress up.
Yes.
You get to become a hero for children who are in need, especially those who are, struggling with cancer. It's an event that will have a lot of memories, not only for the children, I think also for the attendees.
Yes, it's a very heartwarming event. And I also wanted to tell the public that if you can't actually attend, you have an opportunity to still support. So 100% of the profit, I guess, it's divided between Phoenix Rainbow Lions Club, which is a 501c3 organization, and Children Cancer Network. So your donations, sponsorship, and money will not go to any individual. It will go to the organization. And if you can't attend, you can purchase a ticket for a mother and a child. Right now, Children Cancer Network serves about 1,000 families. So that includes the kid, the kids' siblings, brothers and sisters, parents. So they provide date night for the parents. They give them gift cards so they could go out and enjoy once a month. And then, during back to school, we give backpacks and school supplies, not only to the kid affected by cancer, but also to their siblings. And then they also have camps, summer, spring, and fall camps. So all those donations are being used to those many activities that the kids can actually benefit from.
Yes, hopefully you guys can support that event. Where can I buy tickets at that?
So you can buy tickets. We actually have a Facebook event, but you can also reach out to Ben or me or Patty Luttrell. My phone number is 480-231-7303. But also you can Zelle phxrainbowlc@gmail.com. If you send your cell payment there, you have to put a memo, a night to shine, and you can indicate if you are attending or you're buying for a mother and child.
Thank you so much for doing this. Being a leader in our community is not easy, right? Especially you have a profession to fulfill. You're a wife as well. Is there any struggles that you face, and how do you overcome it?
So struggles are always there. It's how committed you are to your cause, right? So sometimes, I have to put a lot of time and effort on the club's activities. Luckily, I've been doing this job for 7 years. So, I can do bone marrow biopsies, probably with my closed eyes or, but it has to be a lot of time management. So time management is important, and you have to be focused and not get distracted.
Yeah. And the last event I've attended with Phoenix Rainbow was the Fiesta Sanayon.
Yes.
And the good thing about your events is that not only that the community get together, behind that you support an actual cause.
Yes.
Right.
So during Fiesta Sanayon, we did not charge anybody for an entry, which is, great. And we were able to, I think there were about 600 plus people.
Oh yeah, it was a great day as well. Perfect weather, different dances, vendors, and we enjoyed, because how often do we experience Fiesta in the States?
Exactly.
Right?
So, and we donated because we were, after the cost, we made about 1,200.
Yeah.
Actually, no, 1,800, I think. And we donated 1,600 to Lions Club International Foundation.
Great job, Phoenix Rainbow Lion. Great job. Continue doing what you do with the Phoenix Rainbow Lion, and we will be here to support you guys. The entire community will be here. One last question, Ate. I always ask this with my interview. What is one wisdom you'd like to share everyone, or your legacy you want everyone to remember about Richelle Miller?
The legacy that actually I would like to leave is charitable giving. I feel like, we have one purpose in this world, and that is to give back. And I think, we can be the most successful person, but if you don't give back to your communities or to society, then what for, right? So be charitable, especially to causes that are worth supporting.
Thank you so much, Ate, for your time. Again, that's another inspiring story, our 10th episode, the end of season 1. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to follow our Facebook page and YouTube. This is John Saavedra, again, The Unlimited.